everyone. Welcome back to Tangle Time Arts. I'm Nana, and today we're going to take a look at day 22 of the Zentangle Advent Calendar from MZ Creates. The information's in the description if you'd still like to get a download from her. Today, day 22 features Swan Love by Suzanne Crisafi. And it's this beautiful swan tangle. There are a lot of steps here, so I thought we'd keep it simple and do another ornament today. We did an ornament for days, I think it was days 7 and 8. So we're going to try another one. All right, so you'll need a black pen, a number 2 pencil, a tortillon. I have gel pens. Today I'm using blue, pink, gold, silver. We'll see if that's enough. You'll also need a white tile, and I've pre-drawn a circle today with a pencil. I used a compass, and the diameter is about 2 3/4 inches. All right. Once you have that, we are going to start with the Swan Love. And we're going to take our black pen and we're going to draw an S shape. And I'm kind of filling in, I'm not starting at the top, I'm a little below the top. So it's probably about 2/3 of the amount of space within the circle. And it's just kind of an S shape and then or the S shape. And then around that, we're going to draw a heart shape. And you're going to go from the top of the S shape over to the end of the S shape. And for this, I'm actually going to go out to the edge of my ornament. And the same on the other side. Like that. And then we're going to add some details like an eye and a beak. And then we're going to come back along this curve and bring that out, like the body or the wings there. And then we're simply going to aura the, the edge of the heart, not the entire half heart shape, but just along the edge here, like that. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. I try to keep it pretty symmetrical. And then we're going to start making them smaller. And we kind of have one that comes like a teardrop down here. And then we'll fit in a couple of more auras here. And then from this point, I'm just going to add a couple of the leaves. Since we're doing an ornament, I'm going to skip this part here, but I am going to add the leaves at the bottom. All right. And then what I like to do is I like to aura around the heart shapes. So I'm going to start here and then I'm going to leave a more space around the curve and then come back in. And I'm going to do that for each of they're kind of like half teardrop shapes there. I just like to add that little detail. And the same over on the other side. Like that. And glitter on there. All right. And then I think what I would like to do is start adding a little color to that, although we could take our black pen and ink in the circle. And I think I'll definitely do that at this point. I'm gonna leave a little space at the top so that we can put our ornament cap on. All right, and I'm going to set the black pen aside for a moment. And I think, let's see, I'm going to take the pink. I have a pink gel pen. You could use purple or any color that you would like, or you could use Christmas colors. And I am actually going to add color here. This is actually more like a magenta, but it is a Sakura Jelly Roll. It's an 08, so it's a little thicker. If you hear some noise in the background, that's just the airplanes coming in for a landing. I do live close to O'Hare Airport, and today just happens to be a really busy day, probably because of the holidays. And I'm going to fill this in too. I didn't realize it was going to be that busy when I started filming. So sorry about that. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. All right, so we have that all inked in. I'm going to see if I have a green pen here. I do, and we can add the leaf detail with green, or if you don't have green, you can absolutely use the black pen. I'm just going to add a little leaf detail. Like that. And then I think I will work with the black pen to add the cap. I am going to add a little bit of a ruffled edge. Just put the cap in like that. And a little circle on the top. And then I'll take the gold pen and I will ink that in. Like that. And then I thought for the areas around the swan that I would use blue. You can use whatever favorite color you have. And I'm just going to start small and then work my way to the other areas. This would work well with markers or colored pencils as well. So I'm just filling in my smaller areas first. If you would prefer to start with your larger areas, that's totally fine. I think I will do this one. And then let's go over here. This is a Jelly Roll metallic. And it has a nice color to it. And now I'm going to go and finish up here at the top. Gel pens can be fussy to work with. So just take your time. All right, lovely. We have that filled in. I think I am going to do a tiny bit of shading, and I'm going to take a pencil and just shade a little bit in here. Just a little bit. And maybe a little bit along here to define the swan. Add a little shading to the leaves. And take your tortillon to blend that out. Make sure your gel pen is totally dry before you do this though, because gel pens can take a little longer to dry. And then I am going to add a little bit of pink to the main heart there, but I'm going to use a colored pencil. So I have my favorite Prismacolors, and it's just called Blush Pink. And that's instead of shading, so I just want a little bit of color. You could add more graphite in these areas if you'd like, or if you're not using color. I'm just gently using some circular motions to fill that in. Swan Love is another new tangle for me as well. So it's been interesting practicing and working with this one. So I have that and get that colored in. And I think I'm going to add just a little bit of graphite along here as well. Just a tiny bit. Just to give it a little bit of depth. Like that. All right. And then there's another step here. If you look at your step out, there's these little almost like fescue types of detail, and we're going to add that, but we're just going to go off of the ornament like that. That's cute. And I think I will add a couple of, if you remember the other ornament that we did, we had added the MZ Creates has a tangle, I think it's called Motia. So I think we'll add a couple of those. And with that demo, I had started with silver and had difficulty with it and switched to gold, but we'll just do the same as well. So I'm going to start with silver on the bottom and then switch to gold just so that they're kind of matching. And if you'll recall, oh, maybe my silver's not going to work. If you'll recall, we start with 4 teardrop little shapes. There's a dot in the center, and then there's a line and a dot, a line, line, and a dot. All right, I'm going to put another one of those over here. I'm going to add, I don't think I need to add any more to the bottom. Well, I'll add a little bit, like a little portion of that tangle. There we go. And then like in the other demo, we'll switch to the gold and the ones at the top will be in gold. Let's see. I don't know why the silver gel pens give me such a challenging time because the gold ones seem to work really, really well. It's only silver that gives me trouble. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Yep. That's funny. I'm going to grab another uh, gold from a different set. Just a minute. And hopefully it'll match pretty well. That's funny. Dot in the center and then line dot, line dot, line dot. All right. Sweet. So that is Swan Love by Suzanne Crisafi. We need to put in our chop, our initials. And I, for this one, am just going to actually put it in the bottom corner here. I usually try to work it into the piece, but I don't really see where I can put it in. So I'm just going to add that to the corner. And then once your gel pen is finished drying, you can turn it over and fill in. I already did some of it. It's Advent Tangles 2023, day 22, Swan Love by Suzanne Crisafi. And we ended up adding the Motia by, let me get the correct spelling. Let's see, it's Mahe Zehra Husain of MZ Creates. I like to put my name on there and the date. And that is our little ornament project for today. How cute is that? Give yourselves a pat on the back for finishing this one. It does take a lot of practice because there are a lot of steps with it, but you can do it. And you might want to do something like have 7 of them for 7 swans a swimming, right? Thank you for joining me today. It's been a pleasure. And if this was helpful to you, please hit the like button and subscribe. And it's been awesome. Have a great day. I love you guys. Bye-bye.